go, 2 for 2 at 50 yards. I've been shooting Daystates ever since I've been really into air guns, and I've watched them evolve, watched them change into the precision machines they are now. Daystate have just moved factory to a brand new facility just down the road from where I'm shooting here at their old one, and I was lucky enough to get an invitation to go in there and find out what the Daystate of today is all about. Here's a big old question for you.
Yes.
Why are your guns so expensive?
Well, that's something I hope we'll answer while you're here today. We're not going to talk about why they're so expensive. We're going to show you why they're so expensive. And of course, we use that advisedly. You know, you don't get something for nothing. We're not big businessmen. We're not here to make billions. We're here to produce something that we want to produce. We are airgun enthusiasts, start and finished.
But you and I know you could make cheaper Daystates, couldn't you?
Of course we could. We could make a gun that looks like that and probably not £200 off the price. Basically, Daystate range is simple. There's not a lot of guns in the range. Simple. We have a mechanical and we have an electronic. And of each type, we have 2 guns. We have a tube gun and a bottle gun. So essentially, there are 2 guns in the Daystate range, and then there's an option of having them electronic or mechanical.
So you've got 2 platforms is what we're looking at.
That's exactly right. Now, we style those platforms differently because they're for different customers. So we're not going to make the electronic gun look identical to the mechanical gun, one be electronic, because they're looking in different directions for different people. Right. So they do look differently, but basically there's an 80% changeover of components between the guns in the different segments.
I see.
So here we have the electronic Mark IV. Now we do a sporter version of this as well as a thumb hole with a very elegant Gary Kane design stock. And then up here we do a target version. And this is designed for HFT and for FT. And it's basically it's the only target rifle that we do.
Right, well, straight away, flick that on, everything comes into action, we're hit with a load of numbers and figures. I know some people would find that pretty scary.
It's a bit like a phone where you can make phone calls on
That's
anything,
right.
But there are other features that are desirable.
Photos and movies.
And in the case of a gun, one of the things you would like to know is how much pressure is left in the gun.
Yeah.
You can make the gun warn you if the pressure goes too low. It has a facility to audibly warn you, and you set that using that screen. You can also set different power settings. There are 2 power settings in each gun, which are both maps. That means they're both regulated. And you can set that. It'll tell you the status of the battery. It'll even tell you the status of the magazine if you want it, so you'll know where you are in your magazine.
So what you're saying is there's everything on there you need, and if you don't want to get involved in all that, you can take this thing out of the box, get it charged up electrically and with air, and just get on and shoot it if you want and run it on the default.
That's right. The UK has this unique 12 foot-pound thing. Really, something like 90%, 95% of the market is 12 foot-pounds in the UK. So the export market, of course, it's 100% high power. There's very few other countries that do 12 foot-pound. So a different gun, a different power source is needed for most of those export guns. And the bottle is the way to achieve it. We're able to hold 400 or even 500 cc of air, as opposed to maybe 140 or 160 cc of air in a cylinder. Yeah. So we're able to hold a lot more volume, and with an air gun, it's all about the pressure. So if you've got volume and pressure, we're able to get the power much higher. So we design the guns to also be engineered into a bottle format as well. And we do the air range in the mechanical version, and indeed the Air Wolf in the electronic version. And these guns do look similar. There's more of a crossover in styles between
and of course the latest manifestation, and in my opinion by far the greatest, is the Wolverine system. I went through it feature by feature with my own Air Ranger, and I think there weren't 3 bolts that actually were the same from the Ranger to this, despite the initial similarities. This is an entirely new rifle. Yeah,
I think if you actually go through the gun, we've done that before, there are 1 or 2 screws the same, and the filler connector is absolutely the same.
And that's it.
But that's it. We did take the dust cap though from the Airwolf, so that is the same component. But it is a completely new gun. It is styled though to look like a Daystate. We don't want to produce something which is not instantly recognisable Daystate. So even though this is a solid block, it is engineered and styled to look like a breech block. So it keeps the identity of the product within the family.
Well, it's certainly got its identity now. Nothing actually looks totally like a Daystate, and I know nothing shoots like one. And I'm really looking forward to finding out more about what these things can actually do and why they do it.
Brilliant.